Good morning, Vietnam.
This is our third time recording the first episode
Of our podcast.
because we don't know what we're doing. But welcome to Timmy Talk. I'm Annabelle Juanitas.
And I'm also Annabelle Juanitas. Oh, sorry, that was me doing my Annabelle Juanitas impression. I'm Khai'yon Thornton.
And this is going to be your go-to podcast for knowing what's going on SECA's campus, getting advice on how to be a SECA student.
Mhm.
Once we get the podcast up and running, we want to do
Interviews, advice column, the third thing, etc. All that stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas for you guys. We're really excited for what the future holds.
Yes.
But first, we should probably talk about us.
Yes.
You want to get to know us if you don't already know us. So,
Wait, okay. Something from our last recording. I want to make that Timmy Talk joke.
okay.
Okay, so you started. You're like, today we're just gonna talk.
Yes, today we're going to Timmy Talk.
But we're not gonna talk about Timmy because he is famously our opposition,
Yes, he is the opposition.
canonically.
And that's why we're going to talk about us right now. So, what is there about me? Well, I think I'm officially no longer the Montreal president
Oh.
because
Impeachment.
it's not impeachment.
Oh.
No, my candidacy was very legal. Okay, I'll have the record reflect that. No, it's just my term is over.
Mhm.
I'm no longer incumbent. My tenure has expired.
Now, I obviously know what incumbent and tenure mean, but for those who are listening who don't know what those words mean, could you give a slight definition?
Incumbent means like the current, so like
Yes.
or like in office. So like Joe Biden, he's our incumbent president.
Mhm.
And tenure is usually used for like professors,
Mhm.
but it's like
The 10 years that they have the job.
wait, it might be. It might be where it comes from. I'm not sure.
Are you actually serious right now? The 10 years?
It's spelled Tenure.
Yeah. I only know it from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Like how that girl was middle class and her parents were on tenure.
Why'd you ask me?
I literally said for the audience who don't know.
Oh, but you usually say that as a cover up for when you don't know.
I actually know what a lot of things mean. So like I would appreciate it if you didn't
Oh my
talk.
God, same. Wait.
Well, you do like the daily crossword and everything.
Yes.
We
I do love my New York Times little word puzzles.
Guys, for the audience who don't know, after we finish recording this podcast, we're going to hop right on to corrections. Connection.
That is okay. That's another thing about me. I love the New York Times games and word puzzles and crosswords, and I also love music. I know I'm like the first person ever to like music, but I do. What are my favorite bands? I need to stop saying Wow.
The way that you said I need to stop saying and then you switch to a different vowel.
Truly. Right now, I'm listening to St. Vincent. Oh my God, I want to see her in concert, but we can talk about that later if we get to it.
Yes.
Now, tell me a little bit about yourself, Khai'yon Thornton.
Okay. Wait, what did you say about yourself? Like what you did? Okay. Right now I am in yearbook. I think by the time this comes out, maybe copy editor. Fingers crossed.
Whoa.
Finger cross. I also am one of the first 2 people to like music. I was there with Adam and Eve, and I was like, oh, hey, there's this thing called a guitar. Let's like strum it. And then Eve was like, oh my God, wait.
It was probably a lute back then, huh?
Oh yeah, it was probably a lute.
A lute.
A lute. They definitely had flutes back then.
Oh, that's probably gonna be terrible on the mic.
That is gonna a whistle.
It's just gonna sound like air. It's just gonna sound like.
You didn't even whistle. You just said.
Okay, you didn't hear me whistle, but I did.
Speaking of whistling, I know the full Kill Bill whistle.
What is that? Oh, the thing that was like sampled in the.
Yes.
That's the only because I don't want to watch Kill Bill.
You're sick. You know who else didn't want to watch Kill Bill? One of our main film students at the school.
Oh, Scotty.
Don't say his name. I was going to say someone who rhymes with schmoony. He is all like, oh, I love film. I love cinema. I watch the Oscars every other business day. And he's never seen one of the top 10 greatest films of mankind featuring Uma Thurman. And I'm not talking about Red, White, and Royal Blue. I'm talking about Kill Bill.
He was in Red, White, and Royal Blue.
She was in Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Okay, well, I don't think Kill Bill is school appropriate. So.
Oh, well, neither is Red, White, and Royal Blue. Guys, don't watch these. You know what is school appropriate? Prom.
Yes. Are you done introducing yourself?
I forgot to actually. My name's Kyle Thornton. I love music. I am famously 5'11", and I don't know. You'll learn more about me.
What's happening next year?
What's happening next year? Oh my God, I forgot. I am going to be the vice president
Of?
of our class. Wait, okay. So next year I will be a senior, and I'll be the vice president of the senior class.
Yeah, we're both juniors, by the by.
By the by, BT Dubs.
Down by the bay.
Whatever. Ooh. Me and Oomph really just get on this mic and do whatever. For those who don't know, Oomph means one of my fans.
Give us a mic, guys. One of my fans? I thought it was one of my friends.
It's both.
Okay.
I use it so incorrectly on purpose. I'd be like, oh yeah, I was talking to an Oomph of mine.
An oomph of mine. Which translates to and one of my friends.
Anyways, prom.
Yeah, that is on the
Docket.
agenda.
Yes.
Well, we also have time to talk about prom because it's not. Hopefully, we'll also have an episode out next week.
Yes.
And
Hopefully, if we figure this stuff
prom-
out.
Prom is on the 27th, I want to say.
It's in those 20s.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah. Because that's the last Saturday of this month.
Okay, then it's probably on the 27th.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the 28th.
So, like, buy your tickets, guys.
Guys, buy your tickets. They're going to get more expensive as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go up and up and up and up and up. I heard, like, if you buy it at the door, it's like 120. But that's what I heard.
Okay, well, maybe let's not spread... What? Let's not spread false information. Let's not spread terminological inexactitudes.
Guys, for those who don't know, a terminological inexactitude is a lie.
If you look up lie synonym on Google and you look at the results that come up, one of the last ones is terminological inexactitude.
And it's one of my favorite words, and I use it a lot, actually.
Yeah, because it's like...
That's such a fun thing to say.
And it's also like, you don't need to be doing all that when it's a one-syllable word you could be using.
Like how you use that one year... Well, like how... Whoa. Like how you use that one word when you could have just said, like, current events. I forgot what word you said.
Incumbent.
Yes. You could have just been like, oh,
I was trying to be all
fancy schmancy.
political. What?
Oh.
Like, it was like, no.
Well, girl, let's not get political. I really don't want to talk about, like, Barney and, like, SpongeBob and all them.
Yeah, that can get real divisive.
Speaking of devices, Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Divisive, bro.
What did I say?
You said devices.
I said divisive.
You said devices.
Did you not hear my next phrase when I said Barbie and Oppenheimer?
Speaking of devices.
Speaking of devices, guys, prom's coming up. Girl, speaking of devices, let's clear the air and talk about the junior testing.
Wait, we didn't even talk about prom though.
Girl,
did we?
what else?
We talked about the tickets.
We talked about the tickets. We talked about the date. What do you want to talk about?
The promposals.
The promposals.
Have you been seeing them around campus?
I have.
Yes, they're really cute.
And I have a few choice words about like some of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I've already told you my choice words about most of them.
I like the promposals where it's like it becomes a school event.
Yes. I love where everyone's there. I love it when we come together as a school and be like, oh, yes, I love love.
But yeah, like I love, and then there's always going to be a pun. I love a good pun.
There is. Speaking of music, guys, the prom playlist, I don't know a thing about it. And we were just talking to Schmedger about this earlier.
We were?
Were we? We could have. We actually should have.
You know what? It's not up to us. It's going to be a surprise. Oh, it's going to be a surprise on the night of.
It is going to be a surprise on the night of. All I'm saying is when you get to prom, girl, don't be afraid to get on that dance floor. If you see someone that you think you should dance with, get up to them and be like, hey, let's dance. And if they say no, okay, move on to the next.
Yeah.
And if they say yes, dance.
I love dancing with my friends. Last year they didn't really play any like film music. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of just like, let's get on the floor.
Yes.
And break it down. No.
It's okay. You don't have to say everything that comes to your mind.
I was regretting it as I said it.
I saw the like look in your face as you said
like it was someone forcing me to say it.
I did have something pointing at Annabelle and forced her to say, let's get down. I'm sorry, guys.
Let's get down and break it down on the dance floor and tear it up.
Let's get down to business. To what?
To defeat the Huns.
Period.
That was. Did you hear my intonation earlier? That was like my news broadcaster intonation. let's get down.
To business.
And with today's news,
Good morning, Vietnam. And with today's news, prom tickets are at an all-time high.
I will show you what that means after the podcast.
You
because
do have to.
You don't know. What
I
it
do
means.
famously love Robin Williams.
Well, who doesn't?
I know
Rest in
a
peace.
few haters. Oh yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. We loved you as Genie, we loved you as Jumanji, and we loved you as Robin. In the Robin Williams documentary.
We loved you as Genie and we loved you as Jumanji.
Yes, because he was Jumanji. He was the Jumanj.
First name Ju Man, last name G.
You almost messed up there.
It still didn't sound great. Maybe we should cut that off.
Okay, well,
Because I said Jew Man.
oh. Well, girl, his first name is pronounced Human. No, girl. No, babe. His first name is Human, and then his last name is G. But, like, since, like, everyone grew up in America, they were like, oh, Jumanji.
Okay, moving on. Hopefully this edits well. Gosh.
No, but, like, let's think about it. Who at SECA has seen Jumanji? Besides, like, Schmott Shishmuni?
Raise your hands right now.
Raise your hand if you saw it.
Oh, you? Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. From
Wait,
you.
fourth viewer?
Oh my god.
Fourth listener?
Fourth listener.
Once again, we do have a special prize. If you look on YouTube right now and our video says 3 views, you are the 4th listener. Screenshot that, send it to us, and you will get a prize in the mail. Yes, we do.
What is it?
It's a babe. What do you think a surprise means?
It's a surprise to me too.
Well, girl, it's a surprise to everyone. It's going to be a surprise to me as well. So,
It's a surprise to my conscience that hasn't come up with it
of
yet.
course, it's a terminological inexactitude, as some would say.
But in the future, it will be true.
In the future, it will be true.
So,
If you send in that screenshot, you will be getting a prize.
what if we're the fourth?
I'm not
listener?
watching this.
Okay,
I hate listening
Fair.
to my own voice.
that is fair. Isn't it funny that we both hate listening to our voices and we decided to start a podcast?
That is crazy. Isn't it crazy how we both hate listening to our voices, and yet we were both in theater?
That's a bit generous, Khai'yon.
I don't like how you always talk down to me every time I say that I was in theater. I was one of the lead, like, men in... I was about to say terminological... I was one of the lead men in Hugh Jackman movie. The Greatest Showman. Thank you.
But you have to clarify that you weren't in the movie.
Well, I wasn't in the movie. Well, everyone... They've seen the movie. Everyone knows The Greatest Showman. This is the greatest showman.
What if the fourth listener was like, "Oh my god, was Khai'yon an extra in The Greatest Showman?"
Actually was. If you pause, if you go to 53:48, you pause on The Greatest Showman. I am in the background, actually. I'm one of the men on the carriages. I'm so serious.
Speaking of terminological inexactitudes, but you were in some kind of you lip synced or something.
I did not I sang.
Okay,
You have the video.
I do.
Girl, everyone has that video.
I don't remember that having that.
And that's okay. I will show you later, actually. Because I'm not lying right now. I will show you.
Can someone make a list of things that we have to show each other for after the episode?
I do have something to show someone later today, but if they don't remember, then they will not be shown it.
Did we remind Miss Powell to hand out those eclipse glasses? Hopefully she did.
Once again, we're not really going to see the eclipse in California.
We're not seeing the total eclipse, but we're seeing a partial eclipse.
I'm still going to look at the sun anyway because I don't have a fear of death at all.
Do you have a fear of getting blind?
No. Girl, look at who's a famous blind person? Stevie Wonder.
I was gonna say Helen Keller.
Okay, well, she had like a special instance in the case that she was also deaf. Like looking at the
Yes.
sun won't make you lose your hearing. But I mean, Helen Keller did fly a plane, so like.
No one's following. Everyone was just like, "What are we talking about?"
It's okay. Junior testing.
Yes, junior testing. Okay. So, by the way, just to clarify, we're recording this on Monday, and so that's why we're talking about the eclipse. But by the time you all get this, the eclipse will have already eclipsed.
We are recording this before the Super Bowl.
So the eclipse of the house.
I don't know Human G like that.
Oh, we gotta move on.
Okay. Casp testing.
Another thing to show you.
Now when you walked into the gym for casp testing, how did you feel?
I was like, I mean, it's an important thing.
Yes.
You know, it determines our ranking. It determines what classes we get.
For the CSU specifically.
But like, I don't know. We got to keep it real. It's kind of boring.
It was kind of like most testing is boring. Do I have a little fun on the SATs? Yeah. But like, was this one boring? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because if y'all don't know, for the unenlightened, CASP testing is what us juniors have to do, and it covers 3 different subjects. And this year we did it over 2 days.
Mhm.
First day was English, and then second day was math and then science. And
And like, my problem is, my thing is, people in word problems simply do too much.
no, because that I've noticed that because I'm taking ASL
Mhm.
right now, and it's like a joke that like math problems. There's like, oh, Susie bought 67 bananas, but that's the same thing is happening in my ASL class because like we'll be like learning about
Mhm.
numbers, and then I have to type in Barney bought like 102 watermelons. Like, what is going on here? It's it's just really crazy.
I
Like,
do love people in math problems. One thing that I do hate in math problems is when the people in the math problem fully have the answer and they still want us to figure it out. They're like, oh, like this class is building a ramp to help like the student with the wheelchair get up the ramp. In what angle do they need to figure it out? And I'm like, they just ask. Simply look at the stairs and figure it out yourself how long you need to make the ramp.
look it up on ADA
Literally,
compliance.
get out that Desmos calculator, look it up, and be like, oh yeah,
Why do you need
why
me
do
to
you need
help
me to
you?
help you? Now, I don't want to get too far gone, but when you said why do you need me to help you, that's gonna get me fully started on GG from ST Math. Do you know who that is?
No.
So ST Math is a math program that everyone in Stockton Unified School District did to like track their like math levels. And so like all the games, there's this penguin, and his name's GG. And so like for each math,
His
his
name
name
is
is GG.
Gigi?
Yes,
Oh, I thought that was like only like a woman's name. Like Gigi
it probably is a
Hadid.
woman. We're just gonna say they.
Did you just misgender
Shh.
the ST Math
I actually,
penguin,
I don't even know if they ever.
Khai'yon?
So I'm just gonna call GG they. GG is this
Okay.
penguin. GG is this penguin. So GG is this penguin, and for each math problem, they would take not for each. There's like a specific portion. They would take the floor away, and then you had to figure out a shape in order to get the floor back so that GG could walk across. But I'm just like, babe, walk across before they take the shape away. It's not that hard. It's so simple. And then there was
Just think about it
just
for a
think about
second.
just keep going.
And how many times has this happened to you?
How many times does this happen to you? Have you been walking around as a penguin and the floor's been magically taken away by a math program?
You may be entitled to legal compensation. Call this number
Oh,
right
this
now.
number right now. I still remember my ST Math password too. The ST Math,
Wow.
no, because you might be thinking, oh, it's like a word and a number. Nope, it is pictures. The
Uh,
password for ST Math is well, it used to be hieroglyphics. It used to be like, oh, you pick a yield sign, a submarine, the number one, the letter K, Saturn, like a bus, a train stop, and then like a bunch of other things. And this went on for like 10 letters. Not even letters, 10 like pictures. And it's so
Whoa.
funny. That is so crazy.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, honey, it wasn't. It had me stressed out each and every time. Childhood trauma. So I was the number. I'm going to keep doing this. You're going to have to jump in at some point. So I was on ST Math, and each year I would get to 100%. And at 100%, you would get to the challenge. And that's just like, it's like common sense problems where you have to like find out a laser to shoot this ball or whatever. So like each and every time I would get to 100% to like get the thing. And I would always win an award for it. But this one year, second grade, me and Jesus, yes, I'm calling you out by name, Jesus, we were both at 100%, but my bar was, as the kids would say, tweak ink. So like it only showed 92% instead of 100. But I was like, I know I'm at 100 because I'm on the challenge. I'm shooting the ball with the laser. I'm doing this and this and that. And then Jesus was like, wait, I'm there too. Like I'm on 100. And I was like, okay, yada, yada, yada. And so then come to the award ceremony.
Mhm.
I was about to call him Caesar. Jesus fully gets the math award for being on 100% and for getting to the challenge. And me being the petty, like, how old are you in second grade? Like 7, 8? Like 7, 8.
Yeah.
The petty stuff, like 7 or 8-year-old. I was like, I'm actually going to take a nap. I was disinterested. I was like, oh, I'm not winning the award. I got perfect attendance. I was like, okay, yay. And then I like went back to sleep because I was not into it.
That is so.
I'm so sorry.
You were like, "Ugh,
Like,
let me just yawn for a
exactly.
second."
Like Jesus, like no offense to you, but like I'll always remember you for that one time that we saw each other at the movie theater. I was like, oh my god, hey Jesus, and you're like, oh hey, and then I like turned around and thought like badly about you for the rest of my life.
And you like clenched your
I sure did because I was like, wow.
And you're like, I will get that award one day. It was like your villain.
The way that I won the
era.
award each and every time after that year, but like still, it's like that one time, because and what hurts is that I know I should have won it. That's what hurts.
And I think that's a lesson in like revenge or something. I don't know. Someone can find the lesson for me. It's like you may get all the success you want, but if it doesn't matter because someone else had,
Yeah.
you know,
That's just
You
like
get
fully
it.
jealousy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of a lot of things actually, and I really like being a psych, being someone who's obsessed with psych. I do like give myself therapy sessions where I'm like, I really am jealous of this person, and that's why I hate them so much. Like I really do that self-reflect. Do. I really do that self-reflection. I'm like, wow, I really am jealous of this person. How am I going to deal with that?
And it all started with Jesus.
It all did start with Jesus, and that's why I do have. I'm actually not going to spill my personal business like this. I was about to name drop someone that I'm jealous of, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I feel like you know who it is.
So this week,
Sorry.
we have SAT. You know what? It's okay. We're supposed to yap.
It's a
because-
podcast. Like if you clicked on a podcast that said Annabelle and Khai'yon Thornton, babe, you. Oh, sorry, that was our producer telling us to keep it down. Well, yes. Like if you clicked on a video that said Khai'yon and Annabelle, if you know us in real life, you know that we yappa.
And how else are we going to fill 14 minutes? of
Exactly.
content? So, SATs. Oh boy.
Oh girl. Gender reveals be like,
Oh boy. It's blue. And now it's on
I
fire.
know. One thing that does make me feel old is that I have a cousin and I was fully present at her baby shower. And I was like, wow, she's like walking around now.
Yeah, isn't that so crazy?
It's like I'm watching a little life form.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, you last time I saw you, you couldn't like talk. And now you're like,
Babe, last time I saw you, you were fully in the womb.
like who taught you
Who
that?
taught you? Well, she can't speak yet, but like she can
Okay.
walk. She grabbed my grandmother's cane, and that's so funny. Like she was just like walking around, and she was like, she didn't say this, but she was like, I need something to help me stand up. So she like grabbed the cane.
She was like, I need this more than you.
Exactly. And you know, she is kind of right for that because my grandmother fully doesn't walk around without that cane all the time, even though she doesn't need
Okay.
it.
Oh. Well, babies be
Babies
crazy.
do be crazy. As a former crazy baby, how do you feel?
I don't remember.
I know I was a crazy baby.
It's kind of all a blur.
Speaking of blurs,
When I was young and wild.
the good old days when I used to poop my pant and just like,
Just one.
yes, well, not even pant, bro, diaper.
Yeah.
I used to be carried around
crazy
everywhere.
stuff.
I used to be fed.
You know, when I was born, I couldn't
Stop.
talk. I couldn't walk.
Not this,
Look at me now.
not this J-Lo reading. I know exactly what SNL skit that's from.
Sometimes I like to let my hair out.
Reminds me of when I was in the Bronx. I like to get an egg and cheese on the roll with the orange drink. If you know, you know. I want to go to Brooklyn and go to the bodega.
If you guys don't know, we are referencing different times, different
Yes.
J-Lo quotes.
I want to go. I've been in Brooklyn, but I want to go to the bodega. Is it just one?
The
The
Bogota.
bodega. Like, is it just one bodega that they're all referencing, or is it like multiple, like one?
No, a bodega is like a type of grocery store, like a corner store,
Okay.
or like it's kind of like
Yeah. I just want to go where Ice Spice was in that deli. Like at the bodega. I want to go to a venue. Like I want to get an egg and cheese on the roll. I want to get an orange drink so that I can know what J-Lo was talking about. Like that's what I want to do.
And now I know how Ice Spice felt. Do you know that song? And now I know how Joan of Arc felt. I don't like the Smiths, but I just wanted to make.
See,
a
that's why I
reference to
didn't know
that
because you
song.
famously hate the Smiths.
I really don't like them at all. But it's okay if you like them. I guess it's okay. I guess.
That made me think. I was talking to one of my oomps the other day, and like she did not know who
One of my friends.
and like she really did not know anything about like internet culture. Like I was like, oh yeah, Gypsy
Yeah.
Rose, and she was like, who is that?
Isn't it crazy to meet people like that? And
Exactly.
like damn, you actually have a
I know,
life.
she bakes. She like goes places.
She like goes
She's graduating
outside.
soon. Like that's crazy to think about. That you're like not on the internet and you can like you're happy.
And your screen time is probably like
Exactly. Her screen time's
nothing.
probably like 5 minutes.
Probably has like great
I don't
posture.
want to like spill her business on that, but most of her time is probably spent reading the Bible. That's not even a drag.
Mm.
That's just like a fact.
And I do need to read more. Maybe I should follow in her example in that way.
One of my favorite things. I was gonna share some fun facts about the Bible, but I don't think this is the appropriate time.
You know what? It's the appropriate time to talk about the
It is.
SATs, which we have been preparing for literally ever since we got here, which is so crazy. Like in high school success, we did all that Khan Academy, and then we took the PSAT a good 3 times, and now we're taking the real deal.
See, girl. And my score super low because last time I got a 1520, and it's like I really need to like step my game up.
And I got a
Yes.
1510.
If we're going equal equivalent exchange, if I got a 1520, then you got a 1510.
That's literally the only way that I remember my PSAT score because I got one more problem wrong than Khai'yon.
And that's because we were sitting there in like Miss Powell's class. This was like a couple months ago. And and we were like, oh, what's your SAT score? What's your SAT score? So I open up College Board and I see something 20. No, it was something 50. And then you were like, oh, I got something 30. And I was like, ha ha ha. I got one more question.
No, it was only 10. It was a difference of
Oh, it was
10
a difference
points.
of-
I don't remember.
I don't know how.
I don't remember. But yeah, so that was kind of funny because we were joking like, what if we got the same score and then we only got 10 points apart?
We're not beating the same personality.
I know, and we look just the
Exactly.
same.
We dress the same. For those who don't see us, we're wearing the
Yes.
same outfit right now. We're both wearing denim. We're both
Mhm.
wearing
a shirt
yes,
and a black over shirt
yes, a black top.
and black sneakers.
The ones that she wears every day. You know who you remind me of? Have you seen
Who?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
Yes.
Do you know when he sprayed that shoe on his foot and he was never able to take it off? So he wore the same
Yes.
shoe every day for the rest of his life?
Yes.
Hey, Diva, how are those Vans working out for you?
Okay, here's the thing. I am all about efficiency and I'm extremely low maintenance. So it's just one less thing I have to worry about. And it's also less money. Like I don't buy shoes. I just buy my Vans. And that's it. I mean, I might want to invest in other shoes, but I'm happy with this because they like for those who don't know, I'm wearing black Vans. And they just go with everything and I don't even have to think about it.
If you see Annabelle walking around and she's not wearing black Vans, that's fully not Annabelle.
Well, I do have platforms.
Well, that's for like
That I
special
would.
occasion.
Yeah, it's for a special occasion and also because one time I fell in them and now I'm kind of scared to
Oh.
wear them and I feel
Well, I mean, you're kind of lucky because my feet have grown every year, so I always like change shoes. Yes.
Really?
Freshman year, I had these ugly bowler shoes, and then sophomore year, I had like
actual or they just
look like bowler shoes. Like they were like long and red in a color that made them look like I was about to go bowling.
That's crazy. Or like Sonic shoes.
Yes. Like I had a bunch of stuff. Speaking of Sonic, where's Caitlin? Sorry. Anyways,
Our friend that loves
our
Sonic.
friend famously loves Sonic.
And I think wants to be Sonic.
Low key, because like I see him
Yeah.
running around everywhere, and he's like Sonic speed, and I'm like, all right, where's Miles? You don't know that, so you know Tails. His name, first name Miles, last name Prower. Now put it together for me.
Oh
Miles Prower.
Their minds.
Their minds. And his full name is Sonic
What's-
Boom.
Okay. I was gonna ask. That was okay. Wait. So Sonic is being called by his legal name, but then Tails is being called by their
Yes.
nickname.
Oh, so that's like really messed up. Like imagine you had like an extra toe and everyone called you Six Toes. Like that's how I feel about Tails. Oh, sorry, I mean Miles. Like imagine you just born with two tails and then everyone was like, "Oh, hey Tails." Like, all right.
Like I
Like
get
I get it. I have two tails, but it's like,
Like I can see them
Exactly.
right there. Like you don't have to remind me.
and every time I think about that, I always think of my girl Belly from The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I was like, everyone calls her Belly, but it's like that's kind of mean. Like her
yeah.
name's Isabel, but like you don't need to bring up like
Why not Belle?
why not Belle?
What about
Why not Issa?
Bella?
Bella?
I had
Bella
like
Hadid.
Gigi Hadid, Bella Hadid. Okay, sorry, I just got a little talent. My old PE coach was the only person in my life that called me Bella
Oh.
because everyone calls me Annie, and that's like what I prefer and that's what I'm used to. But he used to call me Bella, and it low-key used to annoy me because I was like, "That's not what people call me." And I was like in elementary school, of course. So like when I got annoyed, it wasn't even anything to be
But then
threatened
again, I
by.
can't say
But
anything because I'm not going to say any names. But there's a certain teacher here who always calls me Kai, and it's like, honey, I would prefer it if you fully called me my full name. I hate Kai, burning passion, so much.
yeah, but I don't know. People, I feel like they may not know,
Yeah,
you know. So you can't.
no, no, now.
I mean, my old PE coach, he was like teasing
Oh,
me, but another thing we have on the agenda, yearbook sale.
yearbook says the last. Oh my goodness, I forgot to put it in my calendar.
It's the
Is
18th,
the
right?
18th?
Because we're truly in the yearbook office right now, and I saw it written over there.
Was the 18th?
I think so.
Is that a Thursday? Yes. The last
Yes.
day that yearbooks are at a 20% discount is April 18th.
And guess what else is happening at the day?
It's like someone's birthday. One of my oops. It's like an oomph of mine's birthday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I forgot who though.
I guess we'll
I think
never
her name's like
know.
Bella Hadid or something. Jesus.
That's literally being an alternate universe where I'm Italian. That's crazy.
And about out of the both of us, which one's Bella and which one's Gigi?
I can't tell the difference.
But that's so mean. I was about to say Bella Hadid's the pretty one, but like Bella Hadid's the one known.
They're both like
They are both
supermodels.
super pretty. Like I didn't mean that. Like they're both gorgeous. And like if I was like 20 years older, I would have been like, oh, what's up, Bella? What's up, Gigi? But it's like I think Bella's the one known for modeling specifically, and then Gigi is known for being your sister.
Really?
Because like I remember one day, I don't know why I did this. I looked up prettiest woman in the world, and then Bella Hadid popped up.
I thought both of them are
They were both
models.
models, but Bella
Okay.
Hadid's the more famous one.
Okay.
Gigi was on Never Have I Ever.
Still can't tell the difference.
One of them's blonder.
But like, what if they change their hair? Okay, that
They
helps.
legally can't.
So then, last week we had
Yes.
CASP testing. This Friday we're gonna have SATs. Then next month we're gonna have AP testing. And
I'm gonna start crying on camera.
almost everyone has AP testing, except for the
I'm
freshmen.
gonna start crying on camera. Oh my goodness, that's right.
God, the
Everyone
cameras.
has AP testing because the sophomores have AP Euro, the juniors have A Push and AP
AP Lang.
Lang, and then the seniors have Business and Economy. What are the two classes?
This is
Hold on.
economics and
Yes,
government.
Business and Economy, and it's like
Those are fully flight categories.
I didn't say first class, no, did I?
AP first
AP
class.
first class, AP Business, AP Economy. Okay, so, suffice to whoa, what is that phrase?
Sufficed.
Wait, how do you say it? Suffice to
Sufficed.
say, if you are a freshman, girl, love it. Love it for what it is. Love it for right now.
Enjoy it.
Love it.
Except for the fact that it's like the most interactive yearbooks you'll ever have. I mean, notebooks.
Yes. Because
after that, I think that's one of the main things that I liked about moving on from freshman year was that I didn't have to keep up with as many.
yes. Because
notebooks.
freshman year you have like what, 7?
Like I think like almost all.
I think so. Because I know you definitely need one for HSS, algebra, biology, and then history, and then one for PE, and then like other things. And it's like that's crazy. And if you have like a really interactive college class, then you need one for that too.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I love how I only have like 3 interactive notebooks right now, and I barely use one of them. Because what do we do in AP Lang?
Well, we do stuff, but we just don't really use our.
Yeah.
We don't like have to revise our notebook that
Like
often.
I think the most I've used my interactive notebook in the past like couple months is simply for what is it, weekly checkups? What is it?
For algebra.
No, for AP Lang.
Oh yeah, the little
Yeah, Skull
goats.
Tracker. That's
Mm,
amazing.
mhm.
Love algebra though.
We do have to end in like 5 minutes,
That's
by the
crazy. What
way.
if we ended it right now and then went back out to? I was about to say something super incriminating. Never mind. What if we just ended right now?
No, I think we should keep going because we had to cut out
Oh,
stuff.
true, 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 true. What's the
So we'll
first
go
episode? It
for.
could be a solid 29 minutes.
Let's keep going for 4 more
What are
minutes.
we going to talk about? Well, I know what I can talk about.
Ice cream social.
Yes, do that.
That's happening this Wednesday.
Either this comes out like probably Wednesday night.
Oh my God! Yes, it's happening today. Today.
Da-da. And
And
oh,
and there's and the,
as when, sorry, our mics were cutting out for a second. Oh my god.
oh my God! Technical difficulties.
Okay, so I'm looking at the Google form for the advice column right now, and someone wrote, "I have a crush on this guy, but me and Oomph don't know how to speak to him." Okay, so I'm gonna. so I'm gonna.
You fully just like pulled up your hand and acted like you were reading from it.
You okay? The thing about a podcast is they don't see what I'm doing, so I could have fully went through with that.
Why are we doing an advice column? We don't. We have to talk about ice cream social this tonight.
Yes.
Like, aren't you excited? Like, that's gonna be the new generation. Is it Gen Alpha or is that next?
Next year's Gen Alpha.
So it is. We are.
We are Gen Z. Then the next year's freshmen, they are Gen Alpha.
Yeah. So they're going to ice cream social
Yes.
tonight. So that. Oh my gosh.
Yo, they're gonna talk about like skibbity bum bum.
When I said the new generation, I was being kind of like sarcastic, but it's literally the new
It's literally
generation.
the new generation.
And then there's gonna be Alpha Beta. Feel bad for them.
There's gonna be Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, Gen Omega.
Wow. And it's funny because we didn't even go through the Roman alphabet. Is that what we use? A B C D?
Diva, what?
The Roman
Girl, we
alphabet?
use the
Is
English
that what-
alphabet.
I know, but like we're not the only language.
I think we did go through the full Roman. Because there's no way that we just randomly started on XYZ.
No, we did not. We did start on X.
That's crazy. Why?
Yeah, there's no generation A or anything. There's like the silent generation,
Oh.
baby boomers.
I thought like all of them had a name, but they also had letters. Because
Nuh-uh.
millennials are Gen Y, so it's like, oh, then baby boomers are like probably like Gen W or something.
No, we
started
started.
on
I
X.
think. Yeah.
So I have to go through the full Greek.
Mhm.
Shout out to all my Gen Thetas out there. Shout out to all my Gen Datas.
Watching this in the year.
And but one thing that's crazy to think about is that like in like 100 years, YouTube videos are gonna say posted 100 years ago.
Whoa. They'll be like artifacts,
Exactly.
bro.
Speaking of artifacts, our age, girl, I'm 17 now. I feel like an artifact.
You are.
I feel older. You remember?
I can't listen to you say
Why?
that because it's like we're 17. Well, I'm gonna be 17 this month.
I forgot what day though.
Well, who knows?
Who knows? But like what? Like feeling old is only in relation to young people. Because like now I'm one of the older cousins, which isn't that crazy.
You pretty much can feel young every stage of your life until, cause like think about it. Like if I went to like a university college class, I would
Yes.
feel really young. If like if a 50-year-old went to a seminar for like people that have retired,
Oh, true. They would feel like younger.
they would feel young. And it's all just relative. And I think relative to the age, the lifespan of a human, we are
Yeah.
young.
But it's like if I was at like a retirement home,
We are young.
if I was at a retirement home full of like people over the age of 50, I'd be like, oh, so what was it like hanging out with Danny the dinosaur? It's like when the meteor hit, like, did you like run for cover? Or like,
Christ.
sorry. But like now that I think about it, I'm the third oldest cousin out of 7. Wait, hold on, let me count. I fully lied because I forgot about some of them. Hold on. No, I'm still the third out of, I think, 9. Girl, I'm in the top
Yes.
3.
Wow.
Speaking of top 3, do you know the drama between Kendrick Lamar and already forgot his name. J. Cole.
I know of it, but I don't know enough about it to talk about it, which is perfect because we do have to end the podcast.
And we're going to end it on this note. If I could have anyone on this podcast to talk about the drama between J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, I want Jace on here. I want to hear what he has.
Is this an open
It could
invitation?
be. I want to hear what he has to say.
This is kind of putting a burden on us that we have to make sure that we know how to coordinate so we can get interviews on here
I know.
soon. Because people keep asking about it, and we're like, we haven't even like posted the first episode, bro.
Okay, now we do legally have to post this one. Like, no matter come heck or high water, we do have to post this. 'Cause
Yeah,
the girls, aka EJ, has been waiting for weeks.
Yeah, and hopefully we didn't have to cut out too
Yes.
much.
Because Oomph has been asking me since winter break, someone's the podcast. And I'm like, let's wait. Let's be patient.
So thank you guys for listening. Especially thank you to that fourth
Yes, remember,
listener.
screenshot that thing on YouTube that says 3 views. You will get a prize in the mail.
Not in the
Well,
mail. We gotta pay for postage.
You have to pay to send mail.
Khai'yon.
Wait. I thought you just
And with that, that's all we have for this week. We'll see you.